Okay, so let's do a simple calculation of standard deviation. Standard deviation of the returns. So here we have the returns. These are the returns. Let's say the return in 1 year is 12%, and the return the next year is 10%, and the return the year after that is 8%. Okay, so what we need to do now is we need to calculate the average. What is the average return out of these 3 years? So the average would be 10%, right? So 12 plus 10 plus 8 gives you 30. 30 divided by 3 years is 10%. Next, we need to calculate the return deviations. Okay, so this is the return minus the average return. These are what we call the deviations in a given year. So 12 minus 10, right? 12 minus 10 would give you the 2% deviation. 2% deviation. And then the deviation for the following year is 10% minus 10% gives you 0. And then 8 minus 10 gives you negative 2%. Okay, so we have the deviations now. Now we need to calculate the squared deviations. R minus R bar squared. So what are the squared deviations? The square of 2 is 4. The square of 0 is 0. The square of negative 2 is also 4. That gives you the squared deviations. Okay, so then what we need to do is we need to add these deviations. If you add them, that gives you 8. 8. That's if you add the square deviations. Then the formula tells you to divide this by n minus 1. Okay, so you have to divide 8 divided by n minus 1. So 8 divided by 3, right? 3 because we have 3 years. 1, 2, 3 minus 1 gives you 4. Okay, so this is what we call the variance. Okay, we calculated the variance. Now we don't need the variance, we need the standard deviation, so we need to eliminate this 2 right here. So what we need to do is we need to take the square root of 4 to get the standard deviation. The square root of 4 is 2. Okay, so the standard deviation is 2% per year. So look at this. The average was 10, right? If you look at the returns, every year they have been like 2 percentage points above 10, and right here 2 percentage points below 10, right? So it makes sense that the standard deviation is 2% because you've seen how each year it's deviated 2% from the mean. The mean was 10. So this is how you would calculate standard deviation. The formula for standard deviation, guys, is like this. You add up all the years starting at 1 all the way up to the nth year. You do the return on I minus R bar squared divided by n minus 1. So we use this formula to calculate the 2% standard deviation that you're seeing right here. Okay, and that's the process to do it.